journey reflection.
Aloha, all. Aloha. Most of you guys probably know me, but if not, I'll introduce myself. I'm Gabriel Low, son of Emily and Adam Low over there. I've been coming here to the Church of the Holy Apostles on and off for about 5 years, and there's so much more I can say about myself. Believe it or not, I'm actually pretty good at talking about myself. But today I'm not really going to talk about me. Well, not directly at least. I'm going to talk about my journey. And for me, so many journeys have come and gone. In fact, just yesterday, one of my biggest journeys so far finally came to a close. Last night, I graduated from YK High School. Thank you. So I know that many journeys, like my graduation, they come and go, rise and fall, become of utmost importance, and then not so much. One journey, though, will always stay relevant, wherever I am and whatever I may be going through. And that's my spiritual journey. So, I admit, I still often find it hard to speak about my spirituality. Mostly because I feel nowhere even close to finding it. It's one of those things that I think I should know, but I don't. And that's pretty hard, being someone who thinks they know everything. But what I do know is that there's one thing in my life who had made my journey and the path I walked down so much clearer. And that is you all. Pastor Caitlin, Rick, my godfather, and every single one of you in this parish. And especially my parents, they've helped so much. You've all been guiding members in my journey that I've gone through. And for that, I want to thank you guys all. Thank you. So now I'm actually going to start talking about something the sermons are supposed to be about. And I want to talk about grace. Now, I have no idea if that has anything to do with the gospel. They never told me what the gospel was, so I just decided to write about grace. But that's okay. So grace, aside from being the name of a couple very nice girls that I know, it's a spiritual concept, and it's a pretty amazing thing. It is grace that I can truly say that I've experienced, felt, and witnessed. I'm sorry to say that I've never spoken to God or Jesus or the Holy Spirit, never had any divine conversations or interactions where all of a sudden, I see the light and I'm brought to give myself completely up to the Christian faith. Not me, not yet, maybe. A lot of other people come up here and talk. They've had those moments. They shared them, but not me, not yet. But I can tell you what I have experienced, though. I've seen the glimpse of hope that shines through in your mind when you think all is lost. I have felt that extra push of strength when your legs are going to fall out from under you. I have witnessed the kindness of so many when hard times befall others. Now, with the lava now, and that's an incredible thing. Also, when I was in exchange in Colombia, there was a big flood that happened in the town next to us. And so many, went down and brought things, and that just reminds me of grace. That's what I call grace. That's what I think of it as. And some people say, oh, that's all God or Jesus and the Holy Spirit or Zeus or just pure human biological nature. Whomever or whatever they like. That's all good. I mean, you guys do you. Whoever, you can believe what you want. But for me personally, I think it's grace. That's what I call it. The grace of God, maybe, probably is the grace of God. I'm not totally sure yet, but I'll find that out. I know it's there, and I'm so thankful for its presence. And I really hope it doesn't ever run out, because with the plan I'm kind of live. I'm probably going to need a lot more of it. All right, so that kind of concludes the sermon portion of my sermon. I guess. There's more to a sermon than a sermon? Yeah, probably not normally, but there's one more thing I want to share with you guys. And you remember how I was talking all about my different journeys in the beginning of my speech? Well, a new one is about to start, and I want to share it with you guys. It's pretty crazy. It's really crazy. So I'm just letting you know that. All right, you guys ready? All right. Starting in June, I will be embarking on a pretty much self-supported 3,000-mile bike ride across the country. And I'll be doing that in support of awareness for rare diseases. So that's pretty crazy. So some of you know, and many don't, that I, along with my mother, we have a genetic chronic disease called hypokalemic periodic paralysis. And basically that disease kind of disrupts the potassium levels in our cells and muscles, and if the levels get too low, we can get weak or even paralyzed. Maybe if you see my mom in a wheelchair, that's what happens when that happens at times. And it's hard sometimes, it's really hard. And I was lucky to have been diagnosed really at a young age, like 6 years old. At the same time my mother was, but she wasn't so lucky to have been diagnosed so young. She spent most of her life, not knowing what was wrong with her. When she was 29, she was diagnosed with this, and for her entire life before that, she'd been, confused that all random times she would just paralyze and be paralyzed, and she had no idea what was wrong. And she went through years and years of misdiagnoses, and it was really hard. Undiagnosed, they had no idea. And finally, when she did get diagnosed, they still couldn't really figure out what was wrong. They knew what it was, but still didn't really know what happened. So now, finally we've found a really good medication, and she's able to be healthy and strong most of the time. So I'm really, really grateful for that. And she's stronger than she's been in years, and I'm so happy that it's happened. Yeah, thank you. So, she has been the biggest inspiration for this ride that I want to do. And, her spending most of her life like that really, so many other people do the same, have the same experiences, and no one really knows how big rare diseases are in the world. 1 in every 10 people have a rare disease. That's a lot. They're rare, but as a group, they're really, really not so. And the really crazy thing is that all these people have rare diseases, but there are barely any treatments for them because they're so insignificant, and they don't make lots of money, for all the big pharma companies. But so that's what I want to address with this big bike ride. Is I'll be going and presenting at Rotary clubs and other organizations to try to spread the message, and I'll be on social media and have a website, and you all can follow me on that. There's a paperback in the back that I'll have afterwards that has my website and where you can go donate to my GoFundMe and all those things to help me. But that's, and I'll tie this back into grace. Is, grace is what helped my mom when, she's told me that so many times, that it was grace that gave her strength to continue on, and she knew that, eventually she'd get better, and she did. And I want to go, forth with this journey and try to give people faith, try to give them, let them see grace and give them hope. And the more as I get close to this journey, I'm realizing more and more that I'll be needing a lot of grace too. This will be a pretty crazy thing. So I like to end with just
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved